my channel. Today's video is going to be on the new Dose of Colors and Iluvsarahii Collection. So first up we have the eyeshadow palette. This has 6 shades inside. Those are the colors. You have 2 mattes and then you have 4 really sparkly metallic foil colors, which I'm really excited to put on my eyes. I have to say, like, the whole packaging, the aesthetics of this collection is beautiful. Like, I love like palm trees, that whole like color scheme. Obsessed. Then you have 2 pressed highlighters that have the same packaging as the eyeshadow palette. These are $28 each. We have the shade Soulmate, so like the sun, that right there. And then we have the shade Bathe, and this is what the color looks like. These are so pretty. I have swatched them, but I have not put anything on my face yet, so I'm really excited to test these out. Now we move on to the lips. We have 2 glosses, one in the shade Barely There, which is this beautiful milky nudie pink shade, and then we have Brio, which is more like a sheer gloss with a lot of gold and silver sparkles all throughout. Like, that's gonna be so freaking pretty. The glosses are $17 each, and that brings us to our last product, which is the matte liquid lipsticks. These are $18 and there's 4 brand new shades. I love the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks so much. They have a great formula. They're very comfortable to wear on the lips. But my only issue with this collection, and I believe they did the same thing with the Desi and Katie collection, I cannot see what color is inside the tubes. I really wish they did the bands, like the shade or like the bottoms had maybe a sticker that was the color. It's just a little hard to kind of like pick up the right one or know which one you're going to be grabbing for. But I do like the packaging. The shade's really pretty. It's very sleek, very fancy. So first up we have the shade Fresa, which is a beautiful strawberry watermelon type of red. It's not quite your classic red, but I think it's gonna be perfect for the summertime. It's really bright and bold and I cannot wait to try this on. Then we have the shade Aesthetic, which is, I love this color. It's a beautiful cinnamony brown color and I think it's going to be beautiful in the fall as well. Then we have the shade Nude Chica, which just by looking at it, I know I'm going to love this color a lot. It's like your lips but better, like a perfect nude. And lastly we have Peachy, and I love how she spelled it with 2 eyes at the end, just like Iluvsarahii. The color, again, beautiful shade. I feel like this is the perfect alternative to a nude, but for like the summertime because it has like that peachy tone to it. I cannot wait to swatch these on my lips. I can't wait to put things on my face. With all that said, let's get into demoing some of these products out. I think we're gonna start off with highlighter first. Just by looking at it, like my first impression, I was kind of afraid that they might be a little bit too dark for me to wear as a highlighter. But when I was swatching them, they kind of swatched a little bit lighter than they look like in the pan. I want to show you guys a quick little swatch of the 2 highlighters on the back of my hand. This one right here is Soulmate and this one right here is Bathe. You can tell Bathe is a little bit more pinky tone and this one has a beautiful golden sheen. They're so beautiful and blinding, but I can tell both of them are going to be a little bit dark for me. When I kind of turn my hand like that, you do see like a shadow, like a pigment to it. So I'm gonna go like really light-handed and kind of wear it as like a blush topper highlight. So yeah, I do really want to test these out, but I feel like if you are my shade or a little bit fairer, these highlighters might be on the darker spectrum. I also really love that both the eyeshadow palette and the highlighting palettes have a mirror inside, so I can look at myself when I apply and show off the packaging because it's just so adorable. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics highlighting brush, the 140 that I always use, and I'm going to dip into Soulmate just very gently, and we are going to pop that on the cheek. Oh my god, this is so pretty. I'm just gonna pop a little bit on the apples of my cheek as well, just for an extra glowy look, because why not? I do have blush and bronzer on, which is helping it kind of blend into the skin a little bit better, but I would definitely wear this highlighter again. I don't think it actually looks half bad. The formula definitely gives you that wet look. It's not glittery or chunky on the skin. It doesn't emphasize your pores. It's literally just gliding on so nicely. I'm gonna apply some above my brow. Like, honestly, you do not need a lot of this. So it looks really good on my cheeks, but sometimes the true test to see if a highlighter is gonna be a little bit too dark for me is when I put it on my nose, because that's where I can usually tell. So I'm gonna take a really small amount and then just pop that on the little tip and down the bridge of my nose. I can definitely tell on my nose it's a little bit too dark. I'd probably stick to wearing it just on my cheeks with my blush and my bronzer because that really kind of helps it blend into my cheeks a little bit better. But yeah, on my nose I can see a little bit of like that darkness. I could almost get away with it, but yeah. I was actually swatching this palette earlier and I'm not quite sure, like, do not quote me, but Dose of Colors recently launched their Block Party little single eyeshadows that are super pigmented, foiled, like glittery shadows, and they are absolutely beautiful. I'm wondering if it's kind of like the same situation because those are kind of like recommended to use with your finger, and I was just like swatching these Do you see that? This black glittery one. They just go on so beautifully. Like, look at that pigment. Then we have the black one right here, which is literally the most magical thing. Like, I hope you guys can see the glitters in that. Yeah, I don't know what look I'm gonna create, but I think we should just get into the eyes. So the eyeshadows actually do have names on the back of the palette, but I literally always mess it up and mix up the names because I'm not sure how it's like flipped. So I'm just gonna start off with this peachy shade right here, and I'm gonna pop this into my crease as my first transition shade, but I really want to like blow it out. And of course I'm using my mysterious Morphe blending brush. This beautiful metallic blue shade is definitely calling my name in this palette. I think it's called Palma. So I think I might actually be putting that on my lids today. It's just, how can you resist? I'm also taking that peachy shade and smoking it on my lower lash line. This alone is like super cute. Add some mascara and you have like the perfect little peachy summer look. I'm gonna go into this rusty cinnamon brown shade and I'm going to add that to my crease just to deepen it up just a little bit. These two colors work so beautiful together. Like, look at that. I'm taking the same shade and applying that on my lower lash line, but I'm going to keep it kind of towards like the ends of it. I'm not going to bring it all the way in. I'm ready for this blue shade. I'm going to use my finger to apply it first and then kind of like make it more precise and clean it up if I have to with a brush. Look how beautiful that is. I did get a little bit of fallout, but it was mostly like the sparkles, so now I have like little blue sparkles on my cheek, but I'll live. I took a shadow on a brush, I spritzed it a little bit with my Morphe setting spray, and I'm going to tap it into my eye. I feel like, yeah, this way I'm getting a lot more pigment without any fallout. I'm gonna go into my mysterious Morphe brush and just gently blend out the edges a little bit with whatever was left on my brush. I'm going to go into this like taupey silvery shade on a small pencil brush, and I'm going to put that in the inner corners of my eyes for that glow. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. I'm also going to put that underneath my brow bone as well. I'm really happy with the eyeshadow, but I think this look calls for a wing. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a wing liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. I'm back with the finished eye look. I absolutely love how it came out. For my wing, I am using the Jouer Kitten Liner. It's a matte jet black long wear. I've actually been using this a lot. I've been reaching for it a lot lately. It's one of my favorite eyeliners right now. It's so easy to use and it just makes the most perfect wing. For my mascara, of course, I'm using the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. What's new? And I thought it'd actually be really fun to put a pop of color in my waterline. So I'm using the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the shade Out of the Blue. It's kind of like this matte cobalt blue shade, and I think like the contrast looks really pretty with like the orangey, greeny blue tones. So now we move on to the lips. Of course, I'm going to swatch all the lip products on my lips in true Jess fashion. So let's go. Those are the lip swatches. I do have to say my two favorite shades. I'm pretty sure everybody sees this coming, but the matte liquid lipsticks in the shade Nude Chica and Aesthetic. I just see myself wearing those colors the most, like on a daily basis. I do love this color I'm wearing right now. Fresa, it's so pretty. Like, this color is gorgeous, but like I'm just picking these as my favorite because I know that I wear these a lot. The matte liquid lipsticks went on beautifully. Amazing pigmentation, super creamy. They dry down matte. They don't transfer, and they're very comfortable to wear on the lips. I got a full opaque coverage. And now for the glosses, the shade Brio, which is the gold sparkly gloss, absolutely stunning on the lips, but I do find that I can kind of feel the glitter particles, like they're a little bit grainy when I kind of rub my lips together. It's not the worst feeling in the world, but I want to let you guys know that that feeling is there, but it is really pretty on the lips. And lastly, the gloss in Barely There. This was such a beautiful, beautiful shade. I feel like it's a little bit light for me on its own. If I wore a lip liner or this over a lipstick, it would be absolutely beautiful. It's not sticky whatsoever. It's a very comfortable formula on the lips. This was really pretty as well, but those two matte liquid lipsticks were my favorites. And of course, I wouldn't leave you guys without arm swatches, so let's get into that. Alright you guys, so that is everything. I think overall this collection is so pretty. The packaging, the shades, everything, it's gorgeous. I feel like there's also something for everyone, whether you want to pick up the whole collection or just one or two products. The eyeshadow palette is beautiful. The mattes blended out beautifully. The metallics are so intense. Like, I can't get over this blue on my lids. It just went on so nicely. Now, I will say there is a little bit of fallout. Depends how you apply it. If you wet your brush, I find that that has the least amount of fallout. The finger gives you a more intense, but you might still get a little bit of fallout. So just be wary of that, but it's almost like worth it because it's like so blinding. But overall, I really do love this palette. It's definitely not like an everyday palette. If I was traveling or taking this on the go with me, this definitely is like an accent palette of shades I would wear with other shades, if that makes any sense to you. I don't think this is like an everyday palette, even though if you take these away, you can definitely create a look for an everyday, but I think you guys know what I mean. And lastly, the highlighters. I love the formula of these. They just go on the skin like that metallic wet sheen. I think they look gorgeous. Although, you know, they're like a little bit like on the verge of being too dark for me. I can definitely make it work on my cheeks, but I would definitely recommend these highlighters if you're interested in them. They're just so pretty. Those are my thoughts on the Dose of Colors and Iluvsarahii Collection. And of course, a huge congratulations to Karen on your collaboration with Dose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Definitely let me know what you guys think of these products. Will you be grabbing any? What are your favorites? Of course, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, mesijesibeauty, Snapchat, JesiJet, but Instagram is truly where it's at, Makeup by Jesi. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so before you go. I would appreciate it so very much. And hit that little notification bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. With all that said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!